Peace YouTube, Peace X. Wednesday, noon Eastern. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays, where we discuss current events in the stock market. As you come in, let us know where you're from. Let us know what planet, what atmosphere, what stratosphere, what hemisphere, what state, what county, what city, what block, what zip code you guys are checking in from. A few things in my notes I wanted to discuss today, but we'll give it a minute before we start. Peace to Alfred. Alfred, where are you checking in from? Peace, Alfred. Alfred's on X. ATL. Oh, great ATL. I was just in ATL yesterday. I was just in ATL yesterday. ATL is a great city. What's up, James? What's going on, James? Where are you checking in from, James? We're going to get to the money in a few minutes. We're going to get to the money shortly. We're not worried about the distractions. We're not worried about the politics. We're not worried about the BS. We don't focus on distractions. We get straight to the bag. Columbus, Ohio in the building. Peace to Columbus. Have I been to Columbus? I've never been to Columbus. I've been to Ohio several times, but not Columbus. Yeah, another thing we're not focused on is what he said over there, what she said over there, what the politicians are saying. What we do in America to build our wealth is follow the money. We don't follow the politics. We don't follow the BS. We don't follow what he said or she said. They don't care about our wealth. We care about our wealth. We follow the money in America. So welcome to everyone. Let us know where you're checking in from. Some things I wanted to get to today. I got several things in my notes. We're going to give it 2 more minutes before we start. Right. I kind of followed. I followed the latest news in the media last couple of days, and a lot of accusations of corruption, a lot of accusations of favoritism, nepotism. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to cry and complain about it? Or are we actually going to make a plan about it? Are we going to stop worrying about what other people are doing? Or are we going to start focusing on what we're doing? Right? I can't focus on what another grown man is doing more than what I'm doing. The first minute I'm more focused on what another man's doing is the first minute I deserve to lose. I should be focused on what I'm doing. You should be focused on what you're doing. You should not be focused more on what the next man is doing. All right, let's jump right into it. 4 minutes past the hour, 12:04 p.m. Eastern. Let's jump right into it. All right. First thing I want to discuss, some of you may know, some of you may pay attention to the financial markets, was the inflation report that dropped yesterday morning. So I wanted to share an article and start talking about that. And I want to discuss three other articles as well. But before we get into that, I want to share this heat map from FinViz. This is a great resource I like using every so often. So let me see if I can share this. Before we start, I wanted to just look at current market. Instead of TradingView, we're going to get to TradingView in a little bit, but I want to share my FinViz screen. So let's get to it. Share screen. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's take a look at this right here. Let me see if I can get rid of that ad. Let me close that ad. All right, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, hopefully you can see that screen. Before I continue, let me confirm you can hear me and see me. I always want to confirm the audio is good and confirm the video is good before I continue. So someone just confirm that. for me, that you can hear me and see me in the chat, and that you can see the share screen. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, so this is a current look at finviz.com. A great resource I like using on a regular basis. This right here is the S&P 500. Let me just double check. That's the S&P. Yep, S&P 500. So if you're interested in checking, seeing this heat map, just check this check this website, finviz.com, and then you can filter on the upper left here for whatever you're interested in. I have the S&P 500 clicked, so take a look at that. So I wanted to share this and just discuss this briefly before we get into today's discussion. Market's been on fire recently. We're gonna talk about that shortly, but here are the biggest companies in the world. This is a very quick snapshot of the biggest companies in the world. All right, so you can see just by size, Microsoft's up there, Apple's up there, Nvidia's up there, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, Eli Lilly's up there, Netflix is up there, Walmart's up there. So this is a visual. I'm a visual type of person, so I like seeing things. So if you're interested in checking this out, again, finviz.com, heat map. Check out the heat map. All right, so that's a live look at the S&P 500. Biggest companies in the world by sector: tech, consumer cyclical, consumer defense, communications, semis, financial, healthcare, so forth. All right. Okay, so before we jump into today's conversation, I just wanted to share that screen there. So keep that in mind. I always keep this visual in my mind as I ask myself, what companies do I want to invest in? All right, so that's a live look at the FinViz heat map. Let me stop sharing that one, and I want to share my trading view. Then we'll get into some of the articles. Okay, so let's see here. Stop sharing and share this one right here. So let's look at current market, and then we'll talk about some of the articles I want to discuss. All right, so that's live look at the current market. S&P's up, Nasdaq's up. Some of the big tech companies are up, except Apple and Amazon are slightly down. Bitcoin currently at 103.4. Ethereum at 2,500. Eli Lilly 725. Microsoft 452. Microsoft's been on a tear recently. There's an article I want to discuss about Microsoft. Microsoft's been on tear recently. Let me just pull up their chart right quick. Let me see what's going on with Microsoft. Let me look at the 1 month. All right, there's the 1 month chart on Microsoft. So you can see how it's performed recently. It was down near 350, 360. What day was that? Back on April 22nd, less than a month ago. Now currently at 450. So it's jumped about 100 points in the last month, less than a month. Meta currently at 657. What else do we have? Netflix 1100, Nvidia 134, another ticker that's been on fire, and also Palantir down there at currently at 128, and Tesla also been on tear 346. All right, so that's a live look at the market. I wanted to discuss a few things in my notes today. The first being the inflation report. All right, let's see here. All right, I want to share this article right here. Let me stop sharing that one and share this one. All right, in April inflation. This article just came out yesterday. I wanted to discuss it briefly. Let's see what it says here. April inflation breakdown. Food, shelter, and medical care pinch consumers' wallets. All right, so let's see what's going on. There's actually there's a visual on to discuss in a minute. But let's just review this article right quick. Inflation eased last month, even amid concerns about tariff-driven price increases. The CPI rose 2.3% over the prior year in April, a slowdown from March's 2.4% and the lowest annual increase since February 2021. All right, so that's some good news. This article dropped yesterday, so you saw that the market jumped right after this report came out yesterday morning. Airfares, cell phones, and new and used cars were among major categories that slowed in April. But some food, especially meat, milk, and eggs, medical care, and shelter costs marched higher. Okay, medical care, shelter. What else? Medical care and shelter costs marched higher. Here's what this latest CPI report means for your household. Let's see what it says here. You scroll down just a little bit. Food price hikes cool off after rising 0.5% in March. Grocery prices were something of a mixed bag, slowing in April overall. Notable declines include hot dogs, breakfast cereal, and even eggs, which were down 12.7% compared to March, but they're still a whopping 49% higher than a year ago. Okay, so some good news. Everything is relative. A dozen large grade A eggs on average cost $5.12 in April, down from $6.23 in March, but far higher than the $2.86 average a year ago. So wow, eggs a year ago were $2.86. They're currently $5.12. They actually were down from $6.23. Meat prices, especially beef, remain elevated. Ground beef is 10% higher than a year ago, and steaks are up 7%. According to BLS, a pound for ground beef now averages $6. Wow, over $6 for a pound of ground beef. All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, cost of eating out grew 0.4% from March and was 3.9% higher than a year ago. All right, so all the foodies out there, keep an eye on inflation. Medical costs and health insurance keep rising. No surprise there. Medical services increased a little bit from March and are 3% higher than a year ago. That category includes hospital service. Big Pharma going to get paid one way or another. Are 3.6% higher than a year ago. Nursing home care up 4.6%. Okay, so there's a lesson right there. Health is a real wealth. Get outside, get some fresh air, get some steps, get some sun, get some exercise. And I say that as a reminder to myself first. First thing I'm going to do right after today's meeting is go work out. Prescription drug prices surged from March and are up a little bit than last April. Okay, health insurance rose. Okay, no surprise there. Health insurance rose 3% compared to April 24 was up a little bit monthly. Okay, so a reminder to all of us. The takeaway from this article alone is to stay healthy. Big Pharma wants you to come back every month the rest of your life. Big Pharma wants to drain your wealth. Big Pharma wants you to fulfill that prescription every month the remainder of your life. So we're going to combat that by staying healthy mentally and physically. All right, so this is the key thing I want to talk about, this visual right here. So this graphic shows where inflation is and isn't. All right, so let's see where it is. Auto insurance. Okay, there's another reminder to us. Shop around for your auto insurance. Get quotes. Go reach out to this carrier. Go reach out to that carrier. Tell them what your situation is. Give me a quote. And if your quote is competitive, I'm going to fire my current carrier and go with you. What you're going to do is compare the coverages, though, right? Just because one coverage is cheaper doesn't automatically mean it's better. You're going to do your due diligence and compare coverages. What else? Household energy, rent for all my renters, graduate to ownership. Where else? Housing. Okay, so housing and rent are right up there, both of them, 4%. Restaurant meals about 4% as well. What else do we have? Earnings, personal care, medical care, prescription drugs, overall inflation, 2%. Okay, so see the orange bar right there on the right? Overall inflation is 2.3%, and all these ones here are, this auto insurance is what? Almost triple that, 2.3%. Household energy, rent, housing, and meals. So all these ones above this orange bar, we got to keep an eye on. What else do we have? Below this 2.3%, we got college tuition. Oh my gosh. 2 points. What was that? 2%. Okay, it's right at the overall inflation rate, 2.3. Groceries. Groceries, I believe, are only going in one direction, not down. What else? Pets, pet care, alcohol, recreation, used vehicles, new vehicles, furniture, clothing, anything. Okay, so let's look at these ones that are negative. What do we have here? Clothing, appliances, toys, hotel room. Okay, that's surprising for me. Hotel rooms are down. I didn't expect that. Transportation, rental cars, I didn't expect that. Airfare is down. Wow, airfare is down almost 8%. And gasoline's down almost 12%. So this is a great visual to show where inflation is and isn't. So keep an eye on this visual moving forward. This will change month to month. So this is the latest one. This article dropped on Yahoo Finance yesterday morning. Okay, so let's see what's going on with housing. Story of housing and transportation. Shelter costs remain this in the stickiest piece of the inflation picture. They're up 4% from a year ago. Okay, so let's have some foresight. Investors must have good foresight. Where do you think housing expenses are going a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? I'm no expert, but they're only going in one direction, and that direction is not down. Up 4% a year ago, the latest measure in a long and steep incline that started with the pandemic. Everything flipped upside down in March 2020. Are we doing the same thing? Or are we making different moves? Are we making strategies that will align us better moving forward? All right, let's see what else there is. But there are some signs that housing costs are cooling this year. Surge in multifamily construction in recent years has helped keep asking rents relatively flat in much of the country for the past year. Home prices appreciation is slowing from levels seen in recent years. Okay, so what do you think about that? Car prices, especially used cars, also spiked during the pandemic, but President Trump's tariffs have changed the equation. Used car prices are slowed a little bit from March and are just a little bit higher than a year ago. New cars, meanwhile, were flat from March to April, sign that automakers were shielding buyers from tariff price hikes. Okay, all right. So this article is on Yahoo Finance. You guys can check it out whenever you have time. All right. So the main takeaway from this article is this visual right here, where inflation is and isn't. All right. So what do you guys think about that? Andrew says, "Big pharma is sick care, not healthcare." Exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. No surprising that where was healthcare? Yeah, medical care up to 2.7%. Where do you think that's going to be in the future? Do you think that's going to go down in the future? Or do you think that's going to go up in the future? Big pharma does not want to see the biggest. What's the biggest threat to big pharma's bottom line? In your opinion, what's the biggest threat to big pharma's bottom line? Healthy Americans is the biggest threat to big pharma's bottom line. Sick care. Yep, there you go. All right, so reminding myself first and foremost, get my ass outside, get my ass in the gym, do my meditation, do my prayer, center myself, get my mind right, get my body right, get my health right. So big pharma doesn't suck my wealth. All right, so that was the first article I wanted to share. Inflation report dropped yesterday. It was better than expected. So you've seen the market react to that yesterday. So that was the first article I wanted to discuss, inflation report. What do you guys think about that? It's actually a little bit surprising on my end. I thought the inflation would have been up after all the tariffs and what went down in the first quarter. All right, so let me move on to the second article I want to discuss. I wanted to discuss this article on Microsoft. This is another article from Yahoo Finance that I saw yesterday. Let me share that screen. Let's see what this article says here. Microsoft cuts 6,000 jobs. Let's see what it says. Microsoft cuts 6,000 jobs, 3% of its workforce in major restructuring plan. All right, so even these big mega cap companies, they're coming back. No job is safe. There's no such thing as job security. Don't believe what HR tells you. Don't believe what society tells you. There's no such thing as job security. Your job security, your wealth security is up to you, not HR. All right, let's see what this says here. May 14th, Microsoft is letting go of around 6,000 employees, or about 3% of its workforce, as part of a broad effort to reshape its operations. The layoffs will cut across teams, job levels, and global offices. Nearly 2,000 of the affected roles are tied up in Washington State, with over 1,500 based at the company's Redmond headquarters. Microsoft had 228,000 employees worldwide as of June last year. All right, so okay, let's pause right there. Mega cap company, Microsoft as of right this moment, we just checked that heat map. Microsoft as of present day, May 14, 2025, is the biggest company in the world. So if the biggest company in the world is letting off 3% of its workforce, that coupled with the advancements in technology and AI, quantum computing, where do you think, how should I say this? Where do you think the job numbers are going in the future? Do you think they're going to let off more people in the future? Do you think they're going to let off less people in the future? Do you think they're going to stay flat? Biggest company in the world is letting go of employees. This company is involved in AI, quantum computing, on the cutting edge of several sectors of the economy. Do you think they're going to let off more employees in the future, or do you think they're going to let off less employees in the future? Despite the cuts, Microsoft recently posted strong quarterly results. They just had earnings recently, reporting $26 billion in net income and giving an upbeat forecast. CEO Satya Nadella noted in April that the company would be tweaking its go-to-market strategy following slower growth in non-AI cloud services. Shares ended Monday at $449, year-to-date high. The stock edged down less than 1% Tuesday afternoon trading. Okay, Microsoft's currently at $451.93. It's been on as absolute tear. Let's see what else this says here. Based on one year ago price targets offered by 49 analysts, the average price target for Microsoft Corporation is $501.88, with a high estimate of $650 and a low estimate of $423. The average target implies a upside of 11%, almost 12% from its current price of $449. Okay, so there's some wealth right there. We can't complain. We can no longer complain about us not knowing. We can no longer complain about HR not looking out for us. We can no longer complain about America not having our best interest in mind. Okay, so here's some wealth right here. 49 analysts, high price target of $650, low price target of $423, average price target of $501. Okay, we can no longer cry and complain. We have no excuses. What else is it? Based on Google Focus estimates, the estimated GF value of Microsoft Corporation 1 year ago in 1 year is 500, suggesting an upside of 11% from current price of $449. Okay, so don't let opportunity pass us. Right, there's opportunity sitting right in front of us. Ticker symbol MSFT. Mary, Sam, Frank, Thomas. Okay, biggest company in the world as of present day. Biggest company in the world as of present day is forecasted to go even higher. Okay, we don't need any more analysis. We don't need any more due diligence. We don't need any more homework. We don't need any more market research. That alone, this article alone right here, will build our wealth. This ticker symbol alone will build our wealth. All right, so you can read through the rest of this article on Yahoo Finance. I wanted to mention this article because it's the biggest company in the world as of right now. And it's only expected to get bigger. Okay. We need to recognize opportunity all the time, right? We can't let opportunity pass us by. When opportunity knocks on our front door, we must be ready. Opportunity does not knock on our front door twice. When opportunity knocks on our front door, that first time, we must be ready. Okay, so there's opportunity right here in front of us. Ticker symbol MSFT. Let me go back. Let me share this one more time. Let me share this heat map one more time. Let me remove that. Let me share this. No, wrong one. Let me share this one. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me share this one. Okay, so here's the heat map for all those anyone coming in late. Heat map of the biggest companies in the world right there. Okay, so it seems like Microsoft is just slightly bigger than Apple's. Microsoft's the biggest company in the world with its current price of $452. Let's not miss the opportunity of Microsoft. Dollar cost average, if you need to, buy shares outright if you need to. No crying, no complaining, just execution. What do you think about Microsoft? What do you think about Microsoft? I'm a shareholder in Microsoft. I'm trying to round out to my first 100 shares of Microsoft. What do you think about Microsoft? One thing I like about Microsoft is they operate across multiple sectors. They're a industry leader in tech. They're one of the industry leaders in AI. So for those reasons, I like Microsoft. And here's another reason I like Microsoft. They're kind of immune to the tariffs, right? They're a tech company. They're a software company. They do have physical products, but they're more on the software side. All right, so that was a third article. A second article I wanted to share. Microsoft. All right, there's one more article I want to discuss. But before I mention that one, I wanted to just recap this past week at the Black Business School. As you may know, this past week in Miami, Florida, the Black Business School hosted an economic elevation summit. Great information, great people, great networking, great opportunity. There's more opportunity right there, right? Here's one thing about being there in person versus watching virtually online. You can't get the full experience when you watch online, right? One advantage of being there in person is making the connections, right? Literally walking in the hallway, I meet people, I talk to people, I stop and talk to people. In the hall, I meet people, talk to people, connect with people like that. I can't really do that if I'm on Zoom, right? I just literally meet people all over the hotel, people that I recognize, people that recognize me, establish a relationship with them. I can't do that virtually, right? So that's one major advantage of being in these places physically. The networking opportunity alone, right? These people I'll connect with, I'll maintain a relationship the rest of my life with, right? You can't do that on Zoom. You simply can't do that on Zoom. So it was a great experience. I gave a lecture on mathematics for millionaires. For anyone that was there in person, or for anyone that watched online, let me know. Give me some feedback. Was it a good presentation? Was it a good lecture? Was it worth the price? Was it worth the expenses? Was it some BS? Was it a value add? Was it a waste of time? How can I improve moving forward? What things would you like to see different? How can we do different things? How can we do things better? How can we improve in the Black Business School? The Black Business School is your school. You tell us what you want to see. How can we better serve the community? Right? We willingly paid out of pocket for a bunch of what turned out to be meaningless education. A whole bunch. We purposely paid out of pocket for a whole bunch of miseducation. Tell us how we can better serve with freedom education. What things would you like to see? But for me personally, tell me, what did you think of my lecture? Did you follow the examples? Did you follow some of the theory? Did you follow some of the strategies? Let's see. Andrew says, I was there virtually. It was cool. Missed out on things not on camera, like the hotel restaurant. And you're right. And networking. Yep. They say your net worth is your network, right? Who's in your circle? Who's in your circle? Who are your close friends? Who do you hang out with? Who do you kick it with? Who do you chill with? Those people in your network will determine what path you take, right? I've purposely had to fire people over the years in my network. Just because I know you, just because we went to the same school back in third grade, doesn't necessarily mean I need to keep in touch with you, text you, email you, call you. Like, yo, not that I'm better, not that you're better. It's just we're on two different wavelengths. We're headed in two different paths. Just because we went to the same high school or same college or whatever, if we're not on the same path, I need to fire you, or you need to fire me. If I'm not leveling you up, if you're not leveling me up, we need to fire each other. We need to fire each other. One of the things I mentioned in the presentation was take an audit. Here's your cell phone. We all have 2 or 3 cell phones, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 cell phones. Take an audit of all your contacts in your cell phone. Go through every name, go through every phone number. Fire who you need to fire, replace who you need to replace. Okay? If your broke ass cousin been telling you what he's going to be doing for the last 25 years, you need to fire him. Okay, just because he's blood, he may not be headed in the same direction you're headed in. Okay, if you need to fire your cousin, you need to fire your cousin. All right, replace him with somebody else. Replace him with somebody that'll level you up. And I've done that myself. And every so often I take an audit of all my contacts and all my email list, and I fire and replace who I need to fire and replace. Okay, so Andrea says, spoke over some people's head who never invest or no options. Okay, well, even if that's the case, don't let that discourage you. If you're serious about options, if you're serious about building wealth, you need to incorporate options into your wealth strategies. Even if you're a newbie, even if you're just starting off, if you're serious, you will study options. You will self-study. You will take some of these classes offered in the Black Business School, and you will improve your knowledge, and you'll get to what you deserve eventually. Right? Only if you're serious. Right? Studying one time, it's a step in the right direction. Studying one time, just like going to the gym one time is a step in the right direction, but one time's not enough, right? We need to do this every day if we're serious. If I'm serious about being fit, I need to get my ass in the gym every day. If I'm serious about options, I need to study options every day, right? So the consistency is a key component, right? If you're serious about options, if you're serious about building wealth, make sure your work ethic reflects that. So I will circle back to that. Exactly. Yeah. Right. You're prime. Right. Yeah. So Doc has his prime class roughly every 2 weeks. But between those meetings, you're going to self-study, right? You're going to watch the replays. You're going to do your own research between those meetings, right? So the consistency is a major key. One thing I want to mention before we go on, I mentioned this in Miami last week. For anyone that's interested in consults with me, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I mentioned that through the end of the month that I'll have discount codes for anyone interested in consults with me. There's the link, and I wanted to offer through the end of the month. That's the link right there, and that's the discount codes: 10% off, 20% off, 30% off. So if you're interested in consulting with me, check out that link and check out those discount codes if that's of interest to you. All right. So let's get back to some of the current events. There's a third article I wanted to discuss here. It also has global implications, and this is NVIDIA. Let's see what's going on with NVIDIA. Let me stop sharing that one. Let me share this one. All right, so this article actually has a couple key points to it. Before we even get to the detail of the article, let me make sure you can see that. Okay, so NVIDIA stock extends gains as Saudi Arabia is set to spend billions on AI chips. U.S. moves to rescind Biden's chip curbs. Okay, let's pause for the cause right there. All right, it's 2025. We're 25 years into the new millennium. This is just my 2 cents. So far this millennium, there's two new world cities, in my opinion. 2 new world cities so far this millennium. The first being Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and the second being Miami, Florida, USA. All right. There's a third city vying to be a world city. This is all my opinion. And that city is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Okay, so far, 25 years, 1 quarter into the new millennium, 2 new world cities, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Miami, Florida, USA. And this city that we're about to discuss is what I believe is the third key market globally. The third new key market globally, and that's Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So if you're into business, if you're into economics, we know that business and economics are global. They're not just local to the United States, right? Business is global, economics is global. We need to keep a global mindset. So this is one key market we need to keep an eye on, and that's Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let's see what this article says. Let's see. Nvidia stock jumped over 2.5% early Wednesday, extending its gain from prior day. When shares rose nearly 6%, and the AI chip makers' market cap surpassed $3 trillion for the first time since February. All right, let's see what else says. The gains come as U.S. chip makers, including NVIDIA, announced billions of dollars worth of deals in Saudi Arabia during an investment forum attended by President Trump on Tuesday. We see Trump in the Middle East yesterday. We saw him in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia yesterday, and he's making mega deals with these Middle Eastern countries. NVIDIA said it will supply 100,000 of its AI chips, several hundred thousand. I can't read. NVIDIA said it will supply several 100,000 of its AI chips to Saudi Arabia's venture Humane over the next 5 years, beginning with the sale of one of its latest Grace Blackwell AI supercomputers using 18,000 of its advanced GB300 chips. Humane is a new AI venture owned by Saudi Arabia's. I'm a mathematician, but I can't even read that big number. And chaired by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. It was launched just as a day ahead of Trump's visit to the country. Okay, the Saudis are making moves. The Saudis aren't sitting around crying and complaining, marching and holding hands and singing Kumbaya. The Saudis are making plans and pushing forward. That's a business lesson right there for us. We're not going to cry. We're not going to complain. We're not going to bitch and moan and groan. We're going to do the same thing Saudi Arabia is doing. We're going to make a plan and have the balls to go execute that plan. All right, let's see what else it says. Bank of America analysts estimated the total value of the deal at $7 billion, and raised its price target. Raised its price target on NVIDIA stock to 160 from 150 in a note to investors Wednesday's morning. Okay, another opportunity. Opportunity is knocking on your front door right now. Will you answer? Are you ready to answer? Microsoft's knocking on your front door. Are you ready to answer? NVIDIA's knocking on your front door. Are you ready to answer? Are you prepared to answer? Are you even home? They will not be knocking twice. Also boosting NVIDIA's shares, a report from Bloomberg on Tuesday indicated Trump administration may cut a deal to allow the United Arab Emirates, another key market in the world, to purchase more than 1 million NVIDIA chips. Okay, business is global, economics is global. Do we have the global mindset? Or do all we know is New York, Miami, Chicago, LA, Atlanta? Business is global. We need a global mindset. All right. So this article mentions 2 markets by name: Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Keep an eye on what goes on in those markets. Only if you're serious. Fellow U.S. chip makers AMD and Qualcomm also unveiled deals to supply chips to Humane for its ambitious AI data center plans over the coming years. AMD's deal was valued at $10 billion. Opportunity is knocking on your front door again. Will you answer? Are you prepared to answer? Are you ready to answer? Okay, what else? Bernstein's analyst Stacy Raisgon said the news is a good sign of demand for AI hardware. For investors worried about AI capex sustainability, we now have another deep-pocketed customer willing and capable to spend large amounts of money on a clearly strategic push as Saudi Arabia attempts to position itself as a regional and global. There you go. Pause for the cause right there. Pause for the cause. Pause for the cause. Let's read that again. Let's run that back. For investors worried about AI capex sustainability, we now have another deep-pocketed customer willing and capable to spend large amounts of money on a clearly strategic push as Saudi Arabia attempts to position itself as a regional and global AI hub. Keep an eye on Saudi Arabia. Keep an eye on UAE. Those are key markets in the Middle East. All right, let's see what else this says. Investors have scrutinized whether U.S. big tech companies can sustain unprecedented levels of spending on AI infrastructure while companies are still figuring out how to fully monetize their AI products. Separately, Super Microcomputer, a server maker that uses NVIDIA's AI chips and server designs, announced a $20 billion deal with Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia is cutting deals left and right. Saudi Arabia is cutting deals left and right. Are we cutting deals left and right? Are we being proactive or are we being reactive? Are we cutting ideas left and right? Are we innovating? Are we moving with strategy? Are we just crying and complaining after the fact? Okay, so there's several key lessons in this article alone. This is an article from Yahoo Finance. I believe it dropped this morning. So check it out when you have some time. Yes, it dropped this morning, 10:52 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so NVIDIA is making global moves. Saudi Arabia is making global moves. United States is making global moves. UAE is making global moves. Are we making global moves? Are we just making moves in Atlanta? Are we just making moves in Miami? Are we just making moves in New York? All right, so this is a key article I wanted to discuss right here. NVIDIA is making moves. Is your business making global moves? Is your business thinking globally? Or are we thinking just locally? What do you think about that article right there? Let's see what Andrea says. Okay, so Agenza, consult with you was fire. Highly recommend L's consultations. Yes. No lie. I aim to provide more value. Whatever the expense is, I will give you more game in return. But it's up to you to execute. We can get caught up in the analysis. We can get caught up in the due diligence. We can get caught up in the research and the market research. We need to execute at some point. That's what will make a difference in your life, executing. Jensen is sending semiconductors to the Saudis. Yep. Saudis got deep pockets. Saudis ain't playing scared. They're not playing small. They're making moves. We can take a lesson right there from the Saudis. Are we making moves? What's our plan? What's our strategy? What's our vision? What's our hustle? Do we even have hustle? Do we even have vision? Do we even have strategy? Did the Chicago stock market move to Texas? I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak and I don't want to misspeak. I'd rather say I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. What stocks can we invest in related to Saudi and UAE news? The ones that we just talked about. Some of those semis, NVIDIA, consider NVIDIA, consider AMD, consider SMCI. What else did it mention? AMD. Let's see here. Yeah, the article mentions by name. I forgot Qualcomm. Consider those tickers. AMD, Alpha, Mary, David, Qualcomm, Quiet, Customer, Omar, Mary, QCOM, NVIDIA. Microsoft's going to be a global leader. And it also mentions Super Microcomputer, SMCI, Sam, Mary, Charlie, Ian. Maybe consider some of those tickers. Thinking nationally, not globally with my business model. Okay. Start off now. Yeah, start off locally. Start off here, then we scale to here. We scale to there, then we scale globally. Why not? We can learn lessons from these big companies, right? They started off locally, they grew to national, or they maybe started off locally, they grew state, then they grew nationally, then they grew internationally, then they grew globally. We can that's a business lesson right there, right? We just don't want to be focused on our own backyard. We want to be focused everywhere. We can find customers everywhere. We can find suppliers everywhere. We can do business globally. All right. I mean, this technology right here that we're on, the internet, the AI. The smartphone alone. This is probably the greatest invention in human history right here, right? So with a few clicks on that smartphone, we can do business in China, South Africa, Japan, Sweden, Canada, Jamaica, Puerto Rico with just a few clicks on that smartphone, right? At no point in history, or let me say it like this. Today is May 14th, 2025. It's the greatest time in history to do business. It's the easiest time in history to do business. Imagine we existed 200 years ago. We don't have this smartphone. We don't have the internet. We don't have AI. We don't have Google. We don't have none of this stuff. We don't have ChatGPT. We don't have Grok XAI. We don't have any of these tools. Would you rather conduct business 200 years ago, or would you rather conduct business in present day? Which is easier, right? Our ancestors didn't have all these great tools at their fingertips, literally. We do. There is no excuse. There's no excuse. We can't complain that we didn't know. We can't complain we didn't have the tools. No, there's no excuses in today's economy. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. People literally walk to the United States, right? People literally walk to the United States to have the opportunity we have. They walk to the United States from Brazil, Venezuela, Mexico, a whole bunch of other countries. They walk to the United States literally for some of the opportunities we have. What's our excuse? We already here. We already got the super advanced technology. What's our excuse? We have no. There's no excuse. There's no excuse today to make things happen. In today's economy, with all the technology we have available at our fingertips, we can make anything happen. Anything is truly possible. Do you believe that? What's your vision? What's your hustle? What's your follow through? What's your discipline? What's your consistency? Right? So keep in mind. Imagine you walk here from Mexico. If those people don't have an excuse, what's our excuse? What's our excuse? Those people walked thousands of miles to come to the United States and have the opportunity we have. What's our excuse? They didn't have an excuse, but we have an excuse. I can't rock with that. I can't rock with that. Let's see what else we got. Okay, yes, this is another thing I saw in the news recently. Coinbase added the S&P stock shot up crazy yesterday. This is a good thing to discuss right here. Coinbase just joined the S&P. Let me see if I can find an article on that right quick. I remember seeing that yesterday. It did shoot up a lot yesterday, right? Coinbase is currently at what? Coinbase is currently at 260, almost 260. It was in the 190s just recently. I sold a put at 195 on it. Okay, let me share this article right quick. Let's discuss that. Let's discuss that right quick. Let's see if we can share the screen here. Let me see if I can not screw this up. Stop share. Share screen. Coinbase stock soars 24% as inclusion in S&P. Let's see what this says here. Coinbase stock soars 24% as inclusion in S&P 500 signals dramatic turnaround for crypto industry. Okay, early April, what is it? March, May 14th. What was it? First week in April. Doom and gloom. World is ending. Tariffs. Fear mongering. Scared. Fear. 6 weeks later, market's on fire. Did we have the foresight? Did we have the discipline? Were we 10 toes down? Did we stick to our strategy, or did we get scared? Did we get tricked out of our positions? Coinbase stock surged nearly 24% on Tuesday as Wall Street cheered its inclusion, first and only crypto exchange in the S&P. Major milestone for the company and an industry once in the crosshairs of regulators. I can't read. Coinbase has gone from being an intense litigation with the SEC to just a few months back, later dropped by the SEC on the Trump regime, to being latest addition to the S&P. All right, this event symbolizes the dramatic turnaround in fortunes for the crypto industry. Yep. Yeah, this stock shot up a lot just in the last 2 days. What was it? On Monday, I sold a put at 190. I rolled it up to 195, and I closed it yesterday. Significance formally joined the S&P on May 19th. Okay, so what, next week? Was not lost on the company executives either. Major milestone done for Coinbase, also for the entire crypto industry. Announcement came days after Bitcoin crossed the 100 level to reach its highest level since late January. All right, so Coinbase on fire. Coinbase on fire. Entire market on fire. Entire market on fire. Wealth everywhere. We can't complain that there's no opportunity, right? HR don't like you. We already know that. HR don't like me. We already know that. That's not breaking news. Wealth everywhere. This is America. We just need the right glasses to identify where the wealth is. Wealth is everywhere in America. And I say that as an immigrant. I see wealth everywhere. Wealth is everywhere. No excuse. No excuse. Yeah, wealth is everywhere. Wealth is everywhere. All right. What else we got? All right. So we talked about that. Okay. So one thing I want to talk about just in the broader market in general, we kind of touched on it just a little bit. I want to share my screen of the S&P. Let's see what's going on with the S&P. Share screen. Let's see what's going on with the S&P. Okay, so let me pull that one up. All right, let me click on S&P right here. Okay, so look, March 14th today, right? March 14th, yep. Okay, so let's see what's going on here, March 14th with the S&P. Let's go back, let's say 1 month. Let's go back 3 months. Okay, 3 months looking at the S&P. Okay. Let's go back to what day is this? What day is this right here? Monday, 21st of April. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but I'm trying to have the mouse right here on the bottom. Okay, so back on the 21st of April, what was that, 3 weeks ago? 3.5 weeks ago, something like that? S&P at 508. What were we doing? What were we doing? Can we remember what we were doing on Monday, April 21st? Some of us were getting caught up in our feelings. Some of us were getting caught up in the fear mongering. Some of us were crying and complaining. Some of us were, what else were we doing? Complaining about HR not hiring us. Some of us were complaining about no opportunity. Santa Claus didn't slide down our chimney to bless us. What else were we complaining about? We were complaining about being broke. Some of us were complaining about being broke. This was 3 weeks ago, right? 3 weeks ago exactly. 3.5 weeks ago. What else were we crying and complaining about? No one likes us. No one giving us opportunity. HR not liking our resume. All that shit, right? 3 weeks ago. Present day, S&P at 587. 587. All right, let me see if I can pull up the all-time chart here. Sometimes this chart don't like me. All right, let me pull this one up on Yahoo Finance. I wanna pull this up on Yahoo Finance and make sure this chart is right. Bear with me a minute. Bear with me a minute while I pull up the SPY on Yahoo Finance. Is that SPY? No. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me share this one. Let me go back to this one. Let me share this one. Okay, so this is Yahoo Finance. Okay, so let's look at the SPY. Let's look at the SPY here. S&P 500, top 500 companies in the world. Where am I? Where is my? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me make sure my tech is straight, and then let me share his chart. Let me go to the chart. Let me go to the 1 month. Can I go to the month? Okay, there's the 1 month. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, there's actually, let's go 3 months. Let's go 3 months. Okay, April, what is this? What is that? April 7th? Early April, first week in April, S&P's under 500, right? We're at the time. What are we doing at the time, right? We're complaining about Trump. We're complaining about racism. We're complaining about inflation. We're complaining about HR. We're complaining about the economy. We're complaining about everything. 1 month, not even 1 month later, 3 weeks later, look where the S&P is at 587. 3 weeks ago was under 500. There's a fourth opportunity right there. Opportunity knocked at your front door a fourth time. Did you answer the front door? Were you ready? There's no shortage of opportunity in America. People literally walk to this country for the opportunities me and you have. What's our excuse? What's the excuse? There's no excuse. Okay. So market rebound crazy in 3 weeks. Imagine where it's going to go in 3 more months, 3 years, 30. Imagine where the market's going in the future. Okay. Do we have the vision? Do we have the patience? Do we have the consistency? Can we stick to the strategy? Can we stick to the plan? Or do we just bounce around and completely be reactive instead of proactive? So there's the 5-year on the S&P. There's the all-time. Let's see if the all-time will load. There's the all-time. Okay. There's the all-time chart in the S&P. Okay. See this little dip at the top right here? That's what we were complaining about. 3 weeks ago, right? There's the all-time chart. If you don't know what to invest in, just pull up SPY and invest in this. Keep things simple. Just invest in the S&P. If you're unsure where to invest, this ticker symbol right here, it's the top 500 companies in the world. Top 500 companies in the world legally and ethically print money. Okay. S&P is knocking on your front door. Opportunity knocking on your front door right now. Are you ready? Will you answer? Opportunity will not knock again. Are we ready? There's a business lesson for all of us. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You heard that before. Okay, it applies in business as well. So imagine where the S&P is going a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. There's more opportunity right there in front of us. No crying, no complaining, no marching, no kumbaya, just execution. Only if you're serious. Only if you're serious. Okay, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Opportunity everywhere in America. The question is, can we see it? Are we blinded by the distractions? Are we blinded by the scrolling on social media? Are we distracted with what your cousin's saying? Are you distracted with what your neighbor's saying? Are you distracted with what social media influencers are saying? Or do you have the vision? Are you real? Let me ask you this. This is a serious question I'm about to ask. Let me get focused. This is a serious question I'm about to ask. Are you ready for this question? Here's a real question. Trillion dollar question coming up. Who is the chief executive of your life? Who is the chief executive of your life? Who's ultimately in control of your life? Who's ultimately in control of your outcomes? I think I'm gonna speak on myself. I'm gonna speak about myself first. I can't speak for other people. I'm gonna just speak about myself first. Too long, I let other people control my outcomes. Never again. Never again. Only two people will control my outcomes: myself and God. No middleman will control my outcomes. HR will not control my outcomes. Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, Cupid, Superman will not control my outcomes. Only me and God will control my outcomes. Who is the chief executive of your life? Who is the chief executive of your outcomes? Who cares most about your life? Who controls who cares most about your outcomes? There's a business lesson there for all of us. You should be the chief executive of your life, right? We let HR control our outcomes. We let the media control our outcomes. We let politicians control our outcomes. Question is, do they allow us to control their outcomes? We let them control our outcomes, but they won't allow us to control their outcomes. That's not equality. There's a business lesson in there for all of us. If you're serious, you need to take full control, full accountability, full responsibility of your life and your outcomes. Only if you're serious. Only if you really care about your outcomes. Right? What happens when we let other people control our outcomes? We get jerked. Not in a good way. No man will control my outcomes besides me. Only me and God will control my outcomes. Hopefully, only you and God will control your outcomes. No middleman will control your outcomes. No appraiser will control your outcomes. No inspector will control your outcomes. No lender, no tenant. Only you and God should control your outcomes. Opportunity knocked on our door 5 times in the last hour. Microsoft knocked on our door. NVIDIA knocked on our door. Who else? All these Coinbase knocked on our front door. Opportunity knocked on our front door 4 or 5 times in this last hour. Were we ready? Were we prepared? Opportunity will not be knocking a second time on our front door. Opportunity does not knock twice on our front door. That first time, we got to be ready. Okay, so multiple business lessons today's meeting. Multiple ways of building our wealth in today's meeting. Multiple ways to level up our psychology in today's meeting. Free game, better than a master's degree. Will we implement? Here's a real question. Will we implement any of this? Will we execute on any of this? Are you serious about your life? Are you serious about your outcomes? Or will you defer your life to somebody else? Will you defer your life to HR? Will HR control your outcomes, or will you control your outcomes? Santa Claus don't like you like that. I don't even have a chimney for Santa Claus to slide down and bless me. I'm not letting my Santa Claus control my outcome. Fuck Santa Claus. I can control my life. I can bless myself better and faster. You can bless yourself better and faster than Santa Claus can. Cupid can. Superman can. Tooth Fairy can. Politicians can. Who looking out? Who got your best interest more in mind than you? Multiple business lessons today. Multiple ways we can build our wealth today. Question is, will we execute? Will we get caught up in the fear? Will we get caught up in our feelings? Will we get caught up in our emotions, or will we just go execute? No excuses. 2025, no excuses. We got all the game, we got all the knowledge, we got all the technology. Our ancestors didn't have 1/10 of what we have today. People literally walk to America to enjoy the same opportunities we have. What's our excuse? What's the excuse? There's no excuses. There's no excuses. All right. What else we got? Okay. Last thing before we wrap. In terms of scheduling, Tiara, she has a training this Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern. She will be discussing. Let me pull up her topic right quick. I don't want to. I'm going to actually be in her meeting on Saturday morning. Tiara will be discussing the art of story selling. Excuse me, Miss Black Hollywood. That will be Saturday morning. That'll be a value add to your life. A lot of things were not value adds to our life, including traditional education. A lot of traditional education, right? So nowadays we focus on the freedom education. We want to be free. We don't necessarily want a job. Traditional education may get you a job. Freedom education may get you free. So check out Tiara's training Saturday morning. Tonight, I believe Doc has his book club. So there's a couple things to keep on your calendar coming up this week. In the meantime, I'll check you out again on Wednesday. Stay disciplined, stay focused, stay concentrating. Don't get caught up in the distractions. Don't get caught up in the fear. Don't get caught up on what your broke cousin's telling you to do. His ass been saying that for the last 25 years. His ass has not executed yet. I have fired his ass. Okay? I got to fire certain people in my network. I take an audit of all my contacts on a regular basis. Who do I need to fire? Who do I need to replace? And please, if I'm not a value add to your life, you need to fire me. You need to replace me. All right, y'all. Check you out next Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Keep doing your thing. Keep building on your wealth. Stay disciplined. Stay 10 toes down. Don't just blow in the wind. Move with strategy. All right, y'all. Check you out next week. Peace.